All right. So is that any more or less surprising than the number of times I've revealed shitting myself on this podcast, Brian? Is it any more or less surprising than my infamous PSP story from high school?
Oh no, I can you let's it's a new year. So in order to not make the same mistakes we made in the past, sometimes we gotta revisit. Can you please revisit this PSP story?
I would love to revisit this PSP story. If you want to hear the original telling, go back and listen to our episode with Lorenzo. Um, so was on a school field trip to Washington D.C. Took the
Okay.
Greyhound bus up there. All right,
Okay.
and this was the time when I had the PlayStation Portable, the PSP. For anyone who was familiar, fantastic mobile gaming console.
Ahead of its
Um,
time.
oh, it really was so good. So ahead of the trip, I go to GameStop and I buy a new game because something to play on the bus ride up and down.
Okay.
So I got what was it? Fucking Resistance. I believe
Okay.
that was yeah. It was a Resistance game, some sort of shooter, something like that. And so I'm playing that up all the way up. Everything's good. Um, I got this friend who I won't even really call a friend because I
Is
didn't
it
like him.
resistance retribution?
Maybe I don't fucking know. It didn't. We'll get to the
Sorry.
spoiler alert. It didn't last long. So I had this guy who I didn't particularly like, but he was kind of just like leeching on me and just like clinging around. So
Always one, right?
yeah, so he was just like hanging on, and so we ended up just roaming around DC doing dumb shit. Ended up eating at this one particular cafe, like I shit you not, like 3 or 4 times in the span of this field trip, which was a day trip. It was like up and back. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Was the cafe in DC?
Yeah, it was in DC. Just I don't know, just walk there, got something to eat, did other shit, went, walked back, ate there, did other shit, came back, rented
Okay.
wheelchairs in some museum, went back, you know, normal kid shit. Um, so by the yeah, I know who amongst us.
Yeah.
So by the end of the day, it's nighttime and we're riding back on the bus, and my stomach it starts a rumbling.
What were you getting at this cafe? That's important.
Just various like deli sandwiches, just like assorted meats, cheeses, stuff like that. Like nothing,
You were
nothing
going to deep.
crazy.
Hold on. So you're how old at this time?
Let's say 16, 16, 17.
16. You were a wild boy at 16. You're 16. Poof.
I
So
know.
16, you was running around illegally drinking, breaking into your parents' fridge,
Yep.
and going to trips to DC. And when you
Yep.
were on these trips to DC, you were hitting up the same cafe like a drug dealer. But every time you were going, you were purchasing charcuterie.
No, not charcuterie, a sandwich. Just
You
like
said, well, you said deli meat. You said like meats and cheeses. I didn't hear
yeah, on
bread
on
anywhere.
between bread.
So say sandwiches.
I did say sandwiches.
Uh,
We're gonna roll the tape back in post. I said
okay.
sandwiches.
All right.
Um. Anyway, so I've eaten like 10 sandwiches at this point in the day, and my stomach is a rumbling on the way back. And to pull back the curtain a little more for the audience, I am a busy pooper. I have to be doing something when I'm pooping. I can't just like sit
Oh,
there, do the thing, and move on with my day. And that's partially because I take a long time to poop. I'm a very slow, methodical pooper. Some
and this is
people,
normal.
no, probably not.
Okay.
But for me, it's all I've ever known.
Okay.
So some people in and out in a couple minutes. Me, I like to take my time, 15, 20,
I'm
30
saying your
minutes.
legs fall asleep a lot.
Yes,
Same.
yes,
Okay.
yes, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm the same.
And so I naturally bring my PSP in there because I'm gonna be a while. I'm just having to shit on this Greyhound bus. I don't want to be in there.
You
So
shitting on a great yo. I'm telling you, white people grow up so different. I'm telling you.
hold on,
You
what?
shit on a Greyhound bus?
It was a necessity.
You
It
don't
was either that
ever
or I shit myself.
when you have
Or
something that
Fairfax.
when you have something that traumatic in your day-to-day schedule, such as a bus and a bus bathroom, you plan your life around said bathroom.
What would you have had me do? Just shit
Not
myself?
not eat various meats and cheeses, sans bread.
Well, okay, I do have regrets about the various meats and cheeses. I do have regrets there.
You're anywhere shitter.
Um, if duty calls,
Okay,
I make do.
that's a little.
I prefer the confines of my own house, but I can squeeze one out anywhere.
I don't trust the anywhere shitter.
What do you mean?
If you
Okay,
could shit anywhere,
Bob Belcher,
if you could shit anywhere, you could do a lot of things anywhere.
such as
Steal champagne,
yeah, facts.
steal sandwiches, meats, cheeses. I mean,
That's hearsay.
just saying, it's one of the things where it's like, if you would gossip to me, you'll gossip about me.
That's true. I am a gossip.
So if you'll shit anywhere, you'll shit on me.
That's true, and some people will pay good money for that.
Saudi.
Anyway, so I am just murking some aliens while taking this heinous, humongous shit on the back of this Greyhound. And I finished my business in what probably was like 20 to 30 minutes. And so it is time to wrap up. And so now that we've got a video component to this, I can show this to the YouTube audience.
Oh wow, look at that. We're bringing back old stuff with the new stuff, and we're showing y'all how we do things.
All right, so just pretend that this PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4 controller is a PSP, okay? For theater of the mind.
Okay.
So I got to pull my pants up. I set it down right here on top of the toilet paper roller thing. It's got the flat surface. It's got the flat surface. So I'm like, I'm just gonna be a second. It's all good. It's all good. Okay. So I stand up. I bend over to pull. As I'm mid squat, pulling my pants up, the bus randomly accelerates, and my PSP goes wonk, and I hear a splash.
That cat just said, "What the fuck?"
Oh yeah, shit. Sorry, Maggie. I didn't realize my cat was back there.
Sorry.
And I heard a splash, and I looked back, pants still down by my knees, and I see a faint blue glow coming out of a steaming pile of shit that I just took.
Oh,
and Brian
didn't even flush.
There's no. It's a Greyhound. There's no flush. It just all sits.
Yeah.
It just
like
all
an
sits
airplane
there.
Toilet, right?
Yes. And so, Brian, I have a decision to make. Do I reach in and fetch my prized possession, or do I cut bait? I mull this over for a little bit, and eventually I'm like, I can't do it. I can't reach in to a Greyhound toilet, fetch this thing, and then carry it all the way with me with no way to wash it off for another 2.5 hours. There's no way. It's not happening. So I'm already devastated in that I'm having to cut my loss with my new game, with my PSP console. It gets worse. As I open the door, I was not expecting that the entire bus probably would have heard the loud ka-thunk coming from the bathroom when my PSP rifled into the hard plastic on the toilet. So I open up the door. The entire bus turns around, faces me, starts applauding, just thinking I must have just shat a brick, a literal brick, because that's what it had to have sounded like. My crush at the time is on this trip. I am mortified.
Oh no!
I make the slow walk to the front of the bus. I sit down, that clinger on that I was talking about.
Must have been nice to be able to sit in the front of the bus.
I know. He turns to me and he just asks me, "Hey, where's your PSP?" And I have no answer.
I would have gave it to him. Here.
Oh my god. Oh, okay. You want to hear something truly vile? I don't think I want to share the story.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if I want to share this story.